So again, for those of you who are just joining, I see a few participants joining the webinar now. Welcome to our Fundraising Idea Slam webinar, where today we're going to continue our discussion on fun, festive, holiday fundraising ideas that we can insert into our plans. This is a great time of year to take advantage of everybody who's, in the giving spirit and feeling extra generous. So it's a great time of year to really maximize our fundraising. So thanks again for coming on this chilly Tuesday evening, and we're going to get started. So just a few housekeeping tips before we really dive in. I'm just making sure everybody's logged into the webinar and called in using their computer so that they can, hear all of the great ideas that we talk about today. If you do have a question at all throughout the webinar, go ahead and post it into the chat room, and I'll address all of the questions towards the end of the webinar as well. If you do get kicked out, not to worry, don't panic. Just log back in with the same login instructions that you've been given, and you'll just be able to pick up wherever we currently are. So no stress if that does happen to you. Might be helpful to maybe see if your parents are around and invite them, or somebody that's around, so that they can help you write down some of the ideas that we talk about. And if you forget about something, they can help remind you down the road. So if you have people around, invite them out to the webinar, because we're going to talk about some really fun festive ideas today. This is my favorite time of year, so I love talking about ideas that are really holiday inspired, so it's a really great webinar today. We also will have a chance at the end of the webinar for everybody who is here today to share some ideas that perhaps are working well for them, and ideas that you've seen successful, or things that you might want to try. So there'll be a chance at the end of the webinar if you want to share your ideas. I can unmute your microphone, and you can speak to the entire group. If you're not comfortable with that, no problem. You can just write your ideas into the chat window, and I'm happy to read them out on your behalf if you have something that you'd like to share. So as we're talking about these fundraising ideas, maybe jot down some notes on things that you might want to share towards the end as well. So it's the giving season. So what are we all waiting for? This is the very best time of year to get the fundraising ball rolling if you haven't already. Again, people are extra generous and really giving around this time of year. So, and you'll be seeing a lot of friends and family. So this is a great time to take advantage of that, so you can maximize your fundraising. So not only is this a wonderful time of year in general, it's just a great time for to take advantage of your fundraising. So the goal for today is really to start getting your fundraise on this holiday season. So if you have already started fundraising, amazing, but this again is a great time to really dig deep into your fundraising plan. So if you've started holding events or initiatives, that's wonderful. But if you are just getting that ball rolling, I think this is the time of year you really want to start focusing on fundraising in general if you haven't yet, and taking advantage of the holiday season, which is a great time of year to fundraise. So that's the goal. We're going to talk about how to help get you started on the fundraising train this season. So before we really get going, I always start my Idea Slam webinars talking about fundraising buckets. And this isn't something that is a fundraising term or anything. This is just something that I've kind of made up. I've called them fundraising cookie jars, or I think fundraising buckets is a little bit paints a bit of a better picture. So when we're talking about fundraising buckets, I think it's a great way to make sure that you're being as efficient as possible when you're fundraising, because again, everybody here who's fundraising for this, amazing opportunity this summer. I know you're all very, very busy, and you're all, in school. You're doing extracurricular activities. You may be in sports, or you may be in a club, or a member of student council. So I know you're all very busy. So I think in order to maximize your fundraising, talking about fundraising buckets and having your hand in all of the buckets at the same time is really helpful way to start thinking about it. And that's why I call them cookie jars, because you kind of can think about having your hands in all of these different cookie jars. So so an example of that is your online fundraising page, right? This is something that a lot of you have already launched, and you're already working hard to spread the word about your online campaign. But you're not only fundraising online, right? You're doing your online fundraising, but you're also planning an event or an initiative, and you're also selling an item, and you're also exploring sponsorships and partnerships. So having your hand in all of these buckets, or fundraising buckets, or cookie jars at the same time is really going to help you maximize your fundraising. So today, we're really going to focus on the things that are going to be the best throughout the holidays. So our online fundraising is something that we're going to talk a little bit about today. We're going to talk a little bit about selling an item at maybe a craft fair, or a holiday festive event. And then we're going to talk about the different kind of events and initiatives that are going to be really useful to plug into your fundraising plan throughout the holiday. That doesn't mean that sponsorships and partnerships aren't something that you should be exploring at this time of year. I think this is a great time of year to reach out to different businesses to gain sponsorships, or perhaps a donation that you can raffle off. This is a great time to do that as well. But we're really going to focus on the events, initiatives, and things that you can focus on during the holidays. So the sponsorships and partnerships are, again, something that you're going to be doing throughout the year, and we will definitely be talking about this in other Idea Slam webinars, but today we're going to focus on the holiday-specific ideas, which come along with events, initiatives, and selling different items. We're going to quickly just talk about me-to-we opportunities, because this is something that is really not going to take up a ton of time, and it's already readily available to everybody. So I think it's a great, if you haven't already explored the me-to-we opportunities, it's something that everybody should take a peek at as well. So on that note, some of the me-to-we opportunities that we'll talk a little bit about today, and that I think a lot of you will already know a lot of information about, is the Joe's Dream Bursary and our Referral Program, which is a really great way to put some extra dollars towards your fundraising goal. So Joe's Dream Bursary, this is a wonderful, wonderful scholarship that we have available here at me2we. You can find a link to the application along the bottom of the screen here. So this bursary was created in memory of an employee that we had working for us here at Free the Children. Participants can apply to this scholarship for a chance to be granted a bursary anywhere from $100 to $500 to put towards their trip or their Take Action Camp experience. So the application is, of course, it does involve answering some questions and being really authentic about about your experience and why this is very meaningful to you. So you're going to be asked questions like that to tell your story really is true to you as you can. So this is a great thing to start thinking about now. The deadline for the application isn't until March, so there is definitely some time before the applications are due. But it's something that I think because the questions on the application are they do require some thought. It's definitely something that you'll want to think about before March rolls around or before time gets a little bit tight. So as you do have some time over, maybe if you have some time over the holidays, I know it's a very busy time obviously, but if you do have some time and you're not in school, or you've got some time to look over the application, I would definitely recommend that, at least just to look at the application, start thinking about how you're going to answer the questions, and then send the application in as soon as you can, because you know, it's a really great, it would be really great to have $500 to put towards your trip, and it's a great way to kind of top up your fundraising bank account, if you will. So our referral program is also a really, really great way to put some easy money towards your trip. If you're already hoping to travel with a friend, or you're thinking, you know, you have a friend who'd be very interested in this kind of experience, you can pass this, you know, information along to them, and they can take any trip or sign up for camp, or, you know, find something that makes them passionate here. And if they do sign up and put a deposit down towards a trip, you actually get $100 free money towards your trip, and they get $50. So this could work really well. Maybe, you know, you're the kind of person who you're anxious like me. My first time traveling alone, I was very nervous, and I really, really wanted to travel with a friend. Unfortunately, my first time around wasn't able to, you know, find somebody who is passionate about the same things as me, so I went on my own, which was a great experience, by the way. But it would have been nice to be able to bring a friend with me. It would have, you know, made me feel a little bit more confident about the experience, and I would have been able to put $100 towards my trip. So there's two ways to look at this. You know, you may be taking this trip as something that, you know, you want to do as an independent person, which is totally fine. It's a great way for you to kind of learn about yourself and how you adapt to different situations. So if you're hoping to travel on your own, amazing, no problem. Your friend can actually go on a totally different trip. So say you're going to Kenya, your friend can be going to India. So you're not going on the same trip, but you still are able to use that referral towards your trip, that $100. So you can look at it that way, or you can look at it in a way where, you know, make you feel more confident and make you feel less nervous and anxious about the flight. So bringing someone along might kind of be a win-win. You get $100 and you get that comfort of home. So there's two ways to look at you know, referrals and how you can bring a friend along, and both of you can benefit from that kind of program by putting some easy money towards your trip. So I'm sure a lot of you will be having dinners, lunches, all kinds of times where you're going to be getting together with friends and family that you may not have been able to see throughout the year. Now, I think Aeroplan Miles is a really great conversation starter, especially around this time of year. If you're sitting around the table with people, with aunts and uncles, people you see a few times a year, you can start a conversation about your plans this summer by asking if they collect Aeroplan Miles. Just a simple question like, hey, do you by chance collect Aeroplan Miles? If they say yes, wonderful. You can segue that conversation into, you know, letting them know that, great, you're, you know, traveling with me to Lieu this summer on, you know, on this volunteer opportunity to Tanzania, and you're fundraising for the cost of your trip. It's, you know, really tough, and you're hoping that maybe they'd be interested in donating some of their Aeroplan Miles that you can use to redeem towards your trip. So the way it works is, you know, very simple. They go to the website where they would redeem their points anyways, and they just, instead of choosing, say, they're choosing a lawnmower, they're redeeming their points towards a lawnmower, they just choose the Me to Eat gift card, and then you use that towards your trip. So the process is really simple, and it's, if anything, I think it's a really great conversation starter, because even if they don't collect Aeroplan Miles and they say no, you can still have a conversation about why you were asking, you know, because you're traveling this summer, you know, maybe they don't collect Aeroplan Miles and they can't donate miles, but maybe they want to participate or donate in another way. So Aeroplan Miles are a great conversation starter, if anything. So remember when we were talking before about online fundraising pages, this is a phenomenal way for you to accept donations over the holidays. Maybe you know, people have their smartphone out, or if they're really tech savvy, if they want to, maybe you're selling something during the holidays. For example, maybe you're, and we'll talk a little bit more about this later, maybe you're selling pierogies or something. Maybe you've got a pierogi fundraiser sale, and people are interested in purchasing your frozen batches of bulk pierogies that are handmade. Maybe someone in your family makes those. So you can direct them to your online fundraising page to pay for example, pay for an order of pierogies, and they can click on the green donate button and put in their credit card information, however much you've kind of determined is going to be the price of your pierogies, and then you can track that donation on your page and then hand deliver, if you'd like, the pierogies. So you can use your online fundraising page kind of as a point of sale system, which is a completely new idea. It's actually something that a fundraiser this year is using their page like that, and I think it's really, really, really exciting and unique. So this is a great way for you to kind of adapt the page around this time of year. If you're maybe selling an item, you can take payment for that item on your fundraising page. Just an idea. Otherwise, you can just as normal log into your page. You can post the link to your page on social media. You can send emails to your entire network with personalized videos asking for support, so it's really engaging for your donors. Also, on the bottom right-hand corner of the screen, you'll see this business card template that I just whipped up. It's just got our logo along the top. You can customize it with your name, the date of your trip, and then you can put your fundraising website link at the bottom. What you can do with these cards is you can actually print them out, cut them out, and then hand them out to people that you're maybe seeing over the holidays who can take the card home. Maybe they aren't able to donate right away. Maybe they don't have any money or on them right at the moment, or maybe they want to donate online. They can take your card, business card home and log in whenever they have some time and donate that way. So online fundraising is there's so many ways that you can use it, and it's a great time of year to really talk about it. And there are definitely going to be people that you're seeing that are tech savvy and who'd prefer to donate with a credit card, and this is a great way for them to support your trip by making a donation online. So when we're talking about selling an item, let's start at the easiest place possible, selling Rafiki chains. And this is, I think, really easy because the Rafiki chains that come in a fundraising kit, they're lovely. They look like this little kit that you see on the screen here. It's also, I picture seeing a little kit like this, maybe by a cash register at a store. Maybe you know somebody who has a store and they're willing to put this little box by the cash register and sell them for you that way. So if you buy a fundraising kit for $50 and you sell each fundraising Rafiki chain for $10, then you're going to make $50 profit on every kit. So people would be interested in purchasing a Rafiki around the holidays. Maybe it's something that they're going to give as a gift themselves. Maybe it's stocking stuffer or something like that. So, you sell these for $10, and every kit you're going to make a $50 profit. So, again, they're come in a really neat packaging, and they've got a track your impact number on the back, so people can see that they're not only supporting your trip, which is an amazing cause, but they're also supporting Free the Children communities overseas. So it's kind of a double whammy. It's really a positive impact, not only here for your trip, but they're also going to be able to track their impact abroad. So another super, super, super easy way at this time, during this time of year, is to ask for donations in lieu of gifts. So, holidays, people are expecting, to give all kinds of different gifts, presents, Christmas, Hanukkah, all kinds of different presents and gifts, which is lovely. But you can ask, instead of all those socks and all the stuff that you may not need or want, maybe instead of that, you can ask for a donation to your trip. So this can be maybe your Christmas cards that you send out, or your holiday cards that you send out, like a birthday invitation. Maybe your holiday cards say, happy holidays. If you're thinking of, shopping for a gift for me, I'd much prefer a donation to my trip. Here's the link to my online fundraising page. So this might be something that that you send out, or you just, by word of mouth, you just have your friends and family aware that you're not wanting gifts this year. So this is, for me, my first travel opportunity. I fundraised a large amount of it with birthday, graduation, and holiday gifts. My grandmother is really lovely. She likes to give, $10, $20 for all occasions, whether it's Easter or Valentine's Day. So I, instead of her buying chocolates that Valentine's Day, she would, give me the $20, which was really nice for me to, put towards my fundraising. And before you know it, you've kind of made a big dent in your total goal. So easy way to fundraise. Now we're going to talk about the fun stuff, the holiday-themed fundraisers, events, different initiatives that are very festive that I think are great this time of year. So again, every Tuesday we do talk a little bit about festive and holiday-themed fundraisers. So this week we've definitely got some of the same very popular holiday-themed ideas, but we've got lots of really exciting new ideas. So we'll be introducing some new things. Again, I also post on Facebook every week with different fundraising ideas, and holiday ideas are going to start to kind of start to come out a lot more, because this is, again, like I said, a very popular time to fundraise. So here's the best part. I'm a very festive person. I'm so in love with this time of year. I listen to holiday music on repeat. I love all of the holiday music or movies. I've already seen Home Alone twice and The Grinch, and I'm a big sucker for this time of year. So I love talking about these kind of ideas. So here we go. Without further ado, infinity scarves. And I kept this idea. We talked about this last week, and I told all of the attendees last week who came to the Idea Slam that I actually just started learning how to knit myself, and I'm so in love with it. I find it so relaxing, and it's just it's great. I spend my weekends watching holiday movies and knitting. It's really sad, but I love knitting. So if it's something that you can learn or you already know how to do, I started to make slipper booties for friends and family for my holiday gifts. So don't tell, but that's my little secret idea. So I'm gonna knit those. I've already got 2 pairs done. So I'm finding that it takes me about 8 hours on a Sunday to do a full pair. So this is something that and I'm just starting out or learning. So if you made about 10 pairs, you could sell each pair for whatever you're comfortable with, maybe $15, $20, and you're able to make a chunk of profit towards your fundraising. You could do scarves, or those headbands that you see on the screen are really popular. Last year we had a participant make up to $2,000 in 2 months, and she did infinity scarves. So this is something that you can do for the holidays, but you can also really keep the ball rolling after the holidays throughout the entire winter season. So get knitting. Now, a festive popcorn stand, this is a really lovely idea because popcorn is super cheap and cheerful. So maybe your school has, a holiday concert or a production. Maybe they're doing, a nativity or something like that. Maybe you can sell these little snowman popcorn cups. Maybe it's a sports game. Maybe they're doing like a dodgeball tournament or something like that. So again, popcorn's cheap and cheerful. You can just get the microwavable stuff, or you can buy it in a big bag in bulk or something like that. You can get these little plastic cups and draw snowmen on them, and I think they look really adorable. And it's a nice little snack, but it's also something that looks really visually appealing. So people will be, I think people will be drawn to your snowman popcorn cups, which is really great. If you really wanted to spruce it up, I think you can buy from the Kernels. They will sell those big bulk bags, and you can get the colorful festive red and green popcorn and fill your cups with that if you were so inclined. And then you actually would be able to sell them for a higher price point because it's fancier popcorn. So it depends on how you want to, how big you want to make your popcorn stand. You can do it with, fancy popcorn and sell them for like $5 a cup, or you can just do microwavable popcorn and do them for like $1 a cup. And these are really inexpensive products, like the cup and a little ribbon and the markers and the popcorn, very inexpensive. Now, snow shoveling, I'm looking outside, and I fortunately or unfortunately don't see any snow on the ground yet. But this is definitely something that in the very near future will be a really great opportunity to fundraise. Think about asking for a general donation instead of a set amount. Maybe you print out and bring with you some of your fundraising business cards. So if someone doesn't have cash on them, that doesn't mean that you're not able to, work for them, that you can still shovel their driveway and they can go online and donate while you're working. So bring your fundraising business cards with you. That's a great idea. And obviously not the most glamorous job, and it's going to be lots of hard work, but it's also aerobic. So you can be working out and fundraising at the same time. Keep in mind also, if your neighborhood has apartment buildings, or if you live in an apartment or something like that, you can get in touch with a landlord and see if they, are interested in having you shovel the grounds of the building or condo or something like that. There's all kinds of different options. Now, pre-made bulk orders. Just a few minutes ago, we were talking about our online fundraising page and using that kind of as a point of sale. So when people want to, maybe you're cooking and freezing the pierogies that you see on the screen, or maybe you're doing pasta sauce or gnocchi or soup. Whatever your secret family recipe is, or whatever you really excel at, you can take orders. People can pay for their order on your online fundraising page. If they want to use a credit card, of course they're able to, write a check or give you cash. That's all great as well. But if they want to, purchase an order of soup and you want to, deliver it to them, and they can, purchase by using your online fundraising page, that's a great way to use the page as well. You can even create order forms. You control the flow of sales, which is really, really great. This is something that I did when I fundraised for my first travel experience. I'm Italian, and my grandmother loves to make gnocchi, and she's really, really good at it. And for those of you who don't know, it's like a little pasta potato dumpling, really, really tasty. So she was actually so wonderful to donate all of the supplies. So she she cooked all of the gnocchi, rolled it all out, and we packaged it in little freezer bags. You can even get festive freezer bags if you wanted to, and then I froze them, and I took orders and hand delivered the orders of gnocchi. I think at the time it was one of my parents drove me around to hand deliver these orders, which was really great. And people around the holidays are really busy and they don't have time to cook, so it was, I guess, really came in handy. If I'm just thinking, if you're so inclined and you were really ambitious, you could do, something like gnocchi and tomato sauce. So people could, buy your pasta sauce and your fresh pasta or something like that, and have a whole meal ready for them, in a busy December evening or something like that. So it worked really well for me. If you can have somebody who's a really good cook donate the items and help you cook, even better, but really not really inexpensive to purchase the flour and the things, the baking powder and whatever I needed to make the gnocchi. Wouldn't have been expensive for me in the first place, although it was really sweet that my grandmother was able to donate the cooking materials. So pre-made bulk orders, great time of this time of year. This can be done any time of year. Post-holiday bottle drive, and remember just a couple slides ago when we were talking about snow shoveling, and I said, well, it's not a very glamorous job. Well, this is the very most unglamorous job because you're going around and you're collecting empty bottles. However, I worked with a fundraiser this year who had already made $800, and this was not by using a post-holiday bottle drive. This was by having very, very organized bottle drives. I think it was every other weekend. She actually has already made $800 towards her trip, and this is just with bottle drives. Like, she's doing a few other fundraising activities. So the way that this fundraiser set up her bottle drive, and this could be, there's so much more potential for this to be an after holiday fundraiser, because what do people do around the holidays? They party, think New Year's, think Christmas parties, think all of that stuff. So, this fundraiser that I worked with in the past few months, she was very organized. She had a flyer with, a little bit of information about what her fundraising campaign was geared towards. It was, so she talked about the trip and how she was, there was actually a picture of her and what she was really passionate about. She talked about her why, and then it basically just set out a schedule for when the bottles would be picked up, and it asked for homeowners or people to put their bottles at the bottom of the driveway. So she delivered the flyers on Thursday and put them in mailboxes. People had the weekend to collect their bottles, and by Sunday she came in the afternoon and drove by with her parents. Her sister, I think, drove the car, and she drove around the community and picked up all the bottles that were at the bottom of the driveway as per the flyer that she delivered on Thursday. So it was really, really organized, and I think every other weekend she did a different neighborhood, so she was kind of maximizing it that way, and it really worked well. So this is something that if you took advantage of post-holiday, you might even be able to, do a couple of bottle drives in different neighborhoods at the same time, and really make a significant dent in your fundraising. So I like this idea a lot. And best of all, bottle drives, they cost $0. They're free. They, don't require you to put any money down. You don't have to spend any money. You don't have to buy any supplies to bake or cook. You just have to, pull up your socks and get out there and pick up those bottles and then bring them to the depot. And if you're organized, you can really maximize your fundraising that way. So I like this idea a lot. Also, just before I move on, I do have a fundraiser this year who works at a restaurant. So she has already inquired with the restaurant manager and the bartenders for them to set aside the bottles that they collect and acquire at the restaurant, and they're going to donate those to her. So this is, maybe you have a friend, a sibling, or somebody who may be a bartender or works at a restaurant, maybe they're a hostess or something like that. Have them follow up with their restaurant management and see if they're able to donate the bottles. Holiday baked goods. Who doesn't love sweet treats around this time of year? Definitely not me. Well, I mean, I love sweet treats, so I don't not love them. This is something that worked really, really well for me personally during my first fundraising experience. So I went to the dollar store and I bought these little festive tins. They were really inexpensive, and I made, I think it was sugar cookies. I think my first attempt was just sugar cookies, because they're also very, very, very inexpensive and super easy to make, and you can cut them out in really cute festive shapes. I think the second time around I did a mixed batch of cookies and different sweets, but sugar cookies are a great place to start. They're really easy to make, and the festive tins that you can get at the dollar store are really inexpensive as well. So maybe you package these up and you bring them to school, or you have your parents bring them to work, or who knows, if you are part of a club or a sports team, you can even take orders, or you can sell them like Girl Guides. Maybe you go to the local community arena, hockey arena, and they're having a tournament or something, and you can sell your festive cookies at that type of venue. So there's lots of ways that you can sell these, and are really easy and obviously so much fun. Who doesn't love baking as well? So I love the idea of holiday shopping babysitting, or I wasn't sure if I should call this holiday shopping babysitting or Santa's little helper or something like that, because parents are so busy around this time of year, especially those parents who have young kids, and they need to buy lots of gifts, and they have all kinds of shopping to do. It's a very hectic time of year for parents, I think. So why not help them out, be a helping hand or a parent's little helper, and advertise a babysitting service that will make their life so much easier for when they're out holiday shopping or grocery shopping for their parties and stuff like that. So you could be the neighborhood saving grace, if you will, because these parents are going to be so busy. So, and also word of mouth, you can have them talk about your services to their friends. I really like the idea of, like this, I'm not sure if any of you remember, but years and years ago, there used to be this really this really neat movie and book series called The Babysitter's Club, and they had like this mini business all set up so that they could take book appointments and stuff like that. I just picture this whole holiday shopping babysitting as this really great little business where you're booked from say the 12 to 2 at the Smiths, and then you have a booking from 3 to 5 at the Flynn's, and then so you've got a really neat little business or a system like that in place. Babysitting in general is a really great fundraiser as well, as a side note, but also using it as a way to kind of create this little holiday shopping babysitting business, I think is a really neat idea. So also one of my favorite times that in this webinar, but also throughout the holiday, is talking about Christmas craft sales and holiday craft sales. I love this stuff. So there's so many different options what you can put together yourself and sell at a craft table. There's ornaments, you can do candles, you can do handmade jewelry, homemade magnets, but the possibilities are literally endless. So I'm going to go through just some of these really snappy ideas that I think are really easy to do. They don't cost a ton of money, but are also, I picture them on a craft sale table, something that I would be attracted to. So, we're going to go through a couple of potential crafty ideas. I really also like the idea of something like homemade jam, or things that are maybe not necessarily festive, or things that you might be into as well, but we're going to just focus on some festive ideas here. So love. On the right here, I'm a big dog fan. I've got a dog myself, and he loves his treats. So whether they're store-bought or homemade dog treats, you can package them in these little baggies with a festive ribbon. People would be really into this because they love their dogs, and people buy all kinds of crazy gifts for their dog. This is a funny story, I actually just bought my dog a new winter jacket, and it's so silly. It was like $35, this dog winter jacket, and it's we spend so much money, and we're crazy about our dogs, so people love buying stuff for their pets, so take advantage of that and do some festive doggy treats. You can actually find really easy recipes to make dog treats on Pinterest if you want to go that route. In the middle, very cute idea, Grinch medicine or Grinch pills. These are just green M&Ms, and I think that they're a really witty or really funny idea. This would be a really great gift idea for bring into the office. So I'm sure I would totally be. I think this would be funny. I would get these and give them to my colleagues at work. And so if you had a table with the Grinch medication or something like that, I think how easy is that to put together? It's really festive looking, and it's really smart. I've never it's very not often you come across something like this. And then on the far left, these are little reindeer hot chocolate pre-made packages. Really lovely. This is the you can just get the packaged hot chocolate mix and just put them in these little cone-shaped baggies. Tie the baggies. You're going to want to tie them with maybe like an elastic or something to make sure that they don't leak, but then you just put the brown pipe cleaners as the antlers and then top it off with some marshmallow. It's like, how cute is that? Like, so cute, so easy, and really inexpensive. So I really like that idea. If you're a sewer, like we were talking about knitting before, but if you don't knit, maybe you sew, you can make little Santa pillows. Now, pillows are really easy to make. I can make pillows. You just need to buy the inexpensive stuffing, and maybe you don't make Santas. Maybe you just make them like red, and then you do some like patterns on them, or you just buy patterned fabric or something like that. Pillows are really cute. There's a store down the street from my house that has pillows. They do handmade pillows, and they're really fun. People love them in my neighborhood, and they actually sell them for, I think, like $40. And like when you think about a pillow, it's some fabric, some thread and needle, and some stuffing. It's very, very inexpensive. So if you've got the time and you've got the sewing skills, these are a great crafty fundraising idea. On the right, this is just something that my youngest sister, she loves to make button art. So she buys lots of buttons in random shapes and sizes, and she makes art out of them. So I saw this and I thought of her. These are just buttons stuck to bobby pins. So for, it would look really cute, in your hair, or you can use them for all kinds of different things. But I just think that it's a really neat idea, and they're really, really nice to look at. I would definitely be into that, and I don't think that they're very expensive to make as well. So just another random crafty idea. And this is also like the pillow idea and the bobby pin idea. This is something that isn't necessarily have to be festive or holiday inspired. You can do pillows with any type of designs on them at a craft sale in the spring, or same with the hair clips and the barrettes and the bobby pins. This is something that you could use. You could sell, post them on Facebook, or bring them to school and have like a little sale that way. There's all kinds of different ways that you could sell these crafty fun things. Here's a few other fun ideas. I really love the look of mason jars and filling them with random things. So you've got on the left here, we've got just kind of like really nice festive colors, and so there's nuts and candies, and it's just really pretty to look at. You could do this with hot chocolate mix, or any type of you could do like a peppermint hot chocolate mix or something like that. In the middle, these are just I think these are just toffee rolls, and it looks kind of like a little Santa or something like that. So fill it with whatever you love, like maybe it's green and red jelly beans or something like that. Who knows? But I think that they look really nice, and mason jars are really popular, and people love filling them with stuff, and they look really cute. I actually saw it at a holiday store. I think it was like a craft store. They had mason jars filled with LED lights, and they were this really beautiful decoration. I'd never seen anything like that. So you can use mason jars for everything and anything. And then on the very right, I just think that this is a really fun idea. Maybe not necessarily for the holidays, but I just love it. It looks like a tea wreath. So there's a total variety of different little bags of tea, and they're attached to the wreath with looks like a clothes peg. You could color them. You could do a random wreath. You could do a wreath full of like, maybe you want to do like apple cinnamon teas for the holidays, and make a wreath like that. I think if someone saw something like this at a craft sale, they would be really into it, because it's not something that you see every day. It was really fun for me to find, and I just think that it's a really great idea. I've never seen anything like that. So many different types of tea. They look like they've got some Tazo tea, like the kind that they have at Starbucks, and just all kinds of random things. So I like this idea. It would look really nice and be really unique at a craft sale. some even more crafty ideas. I think this is the last crafty idea slide. First of all, these Santa paintbrushes on the right, they made me laugh. I think that they're just hilarious. I've never seen anything like them, and they're very unique. They could be they could be a Christmas tree ornament. They could, someone could hang them on a doorknob. But I just love how easy and inexpensive they are to make. It's a paintbrush upside down. Just get some paint, make it look like Santa's beard, put a face on it. Like, how cute is that? A little jingle bell, some twine. I just really think that that's a neat idea. Same with like the tea packet wreath. This is something that I think is really unique and a lot of people won't have seen before. So people would be really interested. On the left-hand side, you have some homemade gift tags. Now this is, the one, there's one in there that looks like it's made with a button. You can make gift tags any way that you want. You can do it with a stencil. You can do them with paint. And these look like they're just like the tags that you can just get at like a business or office Staples Depot or something, Business Depot, Staples, sorry, I got them all confused there. And you can just customize them however. There's a to, a from, any type of decoration. People always need gift tags around the holidays, so if you are selling something at a craft sale, people are going to be all over this. So we talked about a holiday movie marathon last week, but I wanted to include it again this week because I think it's a wonderful idea, and I would totally love to be invited to a holiday movie marathon. That is if I haven't watched them all by then. There's tons of holiday movies that you can maybe show 1, 2, 3, depending on the space. Maybe you're going to do a small one at home. Maybe you've got community center, church that you've got the space donated and you have access to a projector and you can show the movies there, and you want to have, maybe you do a breakfast, lunch, and dinner, or maybe you do snacks, or maybe you do a potluck or something and you can charge for tickets or something like that. I just think that this would be a neat idea, and I would totally love to attend a holiday movie marathon. People don't often have copies of all of these DVDs, they just wait to see them on TV. So maybe they've missed Miracle on 34th Street, or maybe they've missed, Home Alone on TV, which is highly unlikely because they play it on repeat. So you can show any movies through your marathon, which would be so much fun. Candygrams. I know a lot of fundraisers are already using Candygrams and being quite successful. You can do Candygrams, get them ready for now. You can do candy cane grams like you've seen on the page around the holidays. Maybe for Valentine's Day, you can, use some of this leftover material and do Candygrams then too. Candygrams are really popular at school. You can set up a little table and sell your Candygrams or like take orders, who it's from, who it's for, have a little a notepad, a space where they can write a little personal message, and then you can hand deliver them during maybe third or fourth period before you go away for holidays. So I like the idea of Candygrams, especially at school, because people really get a kick out of them, and they're really positive. You have little positive messages. Make sure that people are writing only positive things. You don't want to deliver Candygrams that don't have a positive message on it. So make sure you're just keeping tabs on what people are writing on them as well. Handmade holiday cards. I hear a lot of fundraisers are really working hard on their handmade holiday cards. One fundraiser actually, she draws, and she has traveled before to to Africa. She's going to Kenya this year, and she used the inspiration of things that she's experienced in her past, things that she's seen in her travels, and she's actually drawn different animals that she's seen in her travels, and she made them into holiday cards. They're very, very beautiful. They're so artistic. I really like them, and she's selling them in packages as holiday cards. So included with her package of holiday cards is a blurb that speaks to what she's fundraising for, what these pictures represent. So it's really lovely. People are, buying a pack of Christmas cards or holiday cards that they're going to send out, to their friends and family, but they're also going to be supporting a great cause. So these seem to be working really, really well. Now, I mean, a lot of people have you probably have a little bit of time, but people will be sending out all of their holiday cards in the next week or two. So if this is something that you want to partake in, selling and making and selling holiday cards, it's something I would really, really, really get to work on this weekend, and at least have some of your product available to start advertising. Maybe you want to post on Facebook. Maybe you want to see if there's any local businesses or stores that would be able to sell your holiday cards as well. So maybe you sell them individually, but maybe you sell them in a collection, lots of different options. These ones look like they're made with a lot of buttons and all kinds of stencils and stuff like that. So the possibilities are endless. Whether you might be interested in drawing, great. If you're not a big drawer and you want to use buttons, there's, again, possibilities are endless. So here we are, 'tis the season. We are officially, in the second week of December, so I think that this is obviously a great time of year, but a great time to maximize everybody's fundraising. So this is something that I think everybody should spend some time this weekend and making sure that there's a good solid amount of, even if they're not holiday themed fundraisers, but they're really taking advantage of this time of year. Not only everybody being so happy and jolly and generous, but there's also different types of activities that you can take advantage of this time of year, like the holiday craft sales, like the holiday bottle drives and stuff that are really, really smart for the savvy fundraiser. So we're at that time in the Idea Slam webinar. So again, I talked a lot tonight, so hopefully we're able to take some notes down. Most of the ideas that we talked about today, or all of them, are definitely adaptable. So whatever you have accessible around you, whatever you're good at, whatever you enjoy doing, really take that and run with it. So I talked a lot about things that I really enjoy doing, like knitting and crafty stuff and cooking and baking and stuff like that. So there's lots of different ways that you can adapt your fundraising to things that you really enjoy doing. So maybe you're really passionate about singing. Maybe you want to get a group of people who do caroling together. This is something that maybe we'll talk about, next week as well. But there's so many different ideas. Start by thinking of what you love to do, what you're really good at, and how can you make that festive, and how can you make that a fundraiser. The creative juices will start flowing, and you won't be able to stop them. So that's what I think everybody should start working on this weekend if they haven't already. And we're going to take some time now. If anybody who's started festive fundraisers, who's maybe done some festive fundraisers in the past, or have any ideas that we haven't talked about today, if you are so inclined, you can let me know in the chat room. I can unmute you. You can share with the entire group that way. If you're not keen on speaking tonight, maybe you're not feeling it, you can type your idea in the chat room and I can share it on your behalf. Totally up to everybody. It's totally optional. So I'm just going to pause for a second to give everybody a few minutes to decide whether they want to share or write their idea into the chat room so I can share for them. Again, completely up to you, but I'm just going to pause now for a second to give everybody a second to decide whether they want to share what they want to share, and then we'll move on to questions. So I know I've already talked for a solid hour, so and I don't want to keep anybody too much longer. So I don't see anybody with any burning ideas that they want to share, so no problem at all. If you do want to share, you can send me an email. I'm happy to talk about them next week during the Idea Slam. I love fundraising, if you haven't been able to tell yet. So I like to hear these ideas as well. They really inspire me, and they make me really excited because again, fundraising has really shaped the person that I am, has enabled me to really get the most out of my experience, but has also really prepared me to kind of ask for what I need and want. So I'm a big fan of fundraising. So if you ever want to share ideas or bounce ideas off of me, I'm happy to set up a time where we can chat on the phone and do that, or just do that by email. So without further ado, we're just going to move on to our next steps and questions. So next steps, like I said earlier, I'm starting to talk about holiday-inspired ideas on Facebook in my weekly ideas there. So I definitely recommend everybody adding me to Facebook. Join the Facebook fundraising group so you can connect with fundraisers past, present, so you can all share different ideas. There's lots of fundraisers in there that are talking all the time about things that are working well for them and asking different questions that you can weigh in on if you'd like. So that might be helpful as well. Definitely keep attending the Idea Slam webinars and the webinars on Thursdays where we go through the workbooks. Hopefully they're helpful. We will be having one more Idea Slam before the holidays, so that's next week. So make sure you mark that in your calendars for Tuesday, so everybody is able to come on out to that. The webinars are definitely helpful, and as well, like I said as well, if you want to have a session where we do some brainstorming together, whether that's on the phone or by email, feel free to reach out and we can set something up. And to do that, I'm just going to actually leave it on this slide here while we address any of the questions. So if you do have any questions, pop those into the chat room. I will be happy to answer any and all of those. Or jot down your questions and shoot me an email and we can talk by email or Facebook, or let me know a good time for you and we can schedule a call as well. Happy to do that. So this is again very appreciative that everybody came out tonight on this Tuesday. Just another reminder, next week will be the last Idea Slam fundraising webinar before the holidays, so make sure that you're marking that in your calendars. Hopefully this was helpful. We again talked a lot about festive ideas, which is really exciting to me, and I love the holidays and fundraising, so this is probably one of my favorite webinars to do, and next week as well. So keep me posted on all of your ideas. Let me know if you have any questions. We'll keep the webinar rolling for another 10 minutes or so. If anybody has any questions, pop those in the chat and I'll answer those. Otherwise, again, thank you so much for coming. I really appreciate it, and you have a wonderful evening. Happy fundraising and happy festive fundraising. Okay, bye-bye everybody. Good night.